Yes, it is.
It's been a really interesting year, I feel like, so far. High expectations coming in at the beginning, where we win the Kickoff Classic. It's looking great. It's looking like we're in the same form we were last year. We don't place out of top 3. And then we slowly start to plummet, and it's left us in this situation where we have no idea how well we're going to do. We have no idea if we can still win an event. But I know one thing, it's that we have the team synergy, the chemistry from last year. We've won before, we can win again. But winning is not going to be easy. There's a lot of great teams right now in the CDL.
There has been 4 different winners at the 4 events that have been held so far, and you know that speaks to the level of competition in the league.
Going into all of our qualifying games, you know, you've got to take every team like they are the best in this game, because all it takes is someone to go on a hot streak and for a team to just catch fire and snowball that into momentum.
There's just a bar. There's an expectation where you just look at these 4 players and you know they're so much better than top 12. And it's really difficult to kind of accept that as an Ultra fan right now, that we're not one of the best teams in the game. But, you know, the comeback is always better than the setback.
Going into Seattle, obviously it's the first game of the qualifiers for our Toronto Major.
They're a very dangerous team, obviously. You know, they've beaten FaZe multiple times this season. They obviously reached the finals of the kickoff where we played them, so we know what they're capable of.
You know, looking at the Pro-Am, you can definitely tell that we've been improving a lot as a team. It's definitely like one of the higher points of the season for us, so going into the game, we're just very confident. I guess that showed map 1. We came out hot, managed to close it out. Went up 1-0.
We managed to, you know, secure the win with, you know, 2 good hardpoint victories and obviously a very dominant map 5 Tuscan Search and Destroy performance where we actually shut them out.
And we were just clutching up. Every 2v2 was going our way. Every 1v1 was going our way. We were just making great plays as a team. At the 5-0 round, I was able to obviously 1v2 to close it out.
And this is it. Movement. The guns are up. Oh my God, he hits 1. He's going to slowly reach Alvis. Pred, will you stay alive? He might have seen it. He saw him. He did. He saw him.
Definitely got a bit hyped, maybe too hyped, but you know, it's all good fun at the end of the day. And it was a great series and a great win to start off the qualifiers.
I think the biggest difference from last year to this year is the fact that you don't have that same luxury of relying on your teamwork when things aren't going right. You do kind of need someone to step up, and sometimes bringing in someone new is going to give you that little bit of a fresh start so that you can start winning again, so that you can start overcoming all of these challenges. So I would say there's probably a lot of pressure on these guys. Not only did they pick up Pixie, but they also picked up Scrappy off of his recent performances. So I would say that there is a tremendous amount of pressure, especially coming into this major, because it's ours. We need to win. You know what I mean? Everything is riding on this one. So this one will tell a lot, I think, about what happens going forward.
Some people could sit there and feel a bit, oh, you know, my job's safe. I don't have to like whatnot. But like having people there who are ready to go, ready to jump in at any time and show what they've got, it definitely like kickstarts other people. Has done that for me as well.
When you have a player sitting on the bench ready to go, who's that good, it kind of motivates you. You're like, listen, I'm keeping my spot. He's not coming in to replace me. And I think that's what it kind of done for us.
You know, it's just an exciting time to be a Toronto Ultra fan because we have so many talented players on our roster.
They're players that can seamlessly slot into multiple different roles. Charlie is that more SMG sided, but Scrappy can play both the flex and he could run main probably, so it's one of those things that we've got players that can cover multiple different positions, which is key for things like when you have a player like Jamie who's unwell and we need another elite level player to slot into his position.
The big dog is here.
Scrappy, welcome, my good man.
Young man that's making his entrance into the CDL. For the first time, this guy is putting on an absolute show with the plays that he's making.
I found out I was actually playing, and
I don't know, for about 2 hours after that, I was running around the apartment getting myself hyped up and ready for the match.
Scrappy coming in for Jamie definitely helped us. I feel like he sees the game exactly how I've been trying to get us to play. So everything that he was saying on how we should play certain stuff, I was instantly in agreement. So he kind of clicked in very easy with us.
Honestly, it was quite a smooth transition. Since he's moved here, he's been like a lot more involved with the team, so it was honestly a seamless transition for us, and obviously we went on and won the whole series. So
felt good to get some revenge against them. Obviously they beat us in stage 2 qualifiers and also the Pro-Am. It was a good indication on how much we've improved on certain maps.
It was a good series overall, and it was kind of a grueler for my first one, but I've made my mark. I'm gonna keep writing the story that I've made, and you'll be seeing a lot more of me.
I think the journey is really interesting when you talk about the Ultra Boys as a whole. As you go through a large dip like that, where it's like just everything's going wrong, all of a sudden I think it really makes you dig deep and makes you really want it. Where I think these Ultra guys now are starting to come to life and starting to figure it out, put the pieces together. This is what's going wrong, this is how we have to play, and most importantly, they're starting to build confidence off of map wins and series wins, which was something that was seriously lacking. And when you go on a losing streak for such a long time and you don't meet the bar, you don't meet expectations, that affects you. It affects the player like no one probably ever really understands behind the scenes, and it really does put you in a spot where it's do or die. And I think now that they're starting to do, all of a sudden things are starting to grow again. Things are starting to come to life, and they're slowly but surely watering as you know, they kind of grow into that team that I think all of us expect them to be at the beginning of Vanguard.
Going into the Paris match, vibes are high. We obviously had Jamie back in, playing them and beating them 3-0. I think it's our first 3-0 since stage 1 qualifiers. It felt good, it boosted the morale for the team.
overall, we've been, continuing to improve and striving for success in practice, and we've looked great, and I was super confident going into that series. And again, it was honestly not much to talk about. We 3-0'd them with relative ease.
This is definitely like an all-time high right now. You can just tell everyone's making good plays, everyone's like hyped, everyone wants to be there, everyone's happy, everyone's coming well. It's all confidence at the end of the day, and right now we're thriving off it.
Confidence is high for us, morale is high. We're on an upward spiral. We just got to keep a foot on the gas because we need these CDL points. I feel like the first 2 stages we kind of lacked a lot of things. So right now we're trying to make up for it. So every match counts for us, every 10 points matter.
At the end of the day, very positive stage for us, 4-1. That's sort of reminiscent of the stages that we would have previous seasons. So everyone's in a better vibe now at this point. We've not got any illnesses. We're in winners bracket, obviously. So, I mean, we're in a good spot, feeling good going into the event.
Hopefully, with it being in Toronto, there's going to be a ton of hometown support.
I'm looking forward to the fans, About time we had people cheering for us. I'm fed up of going to events and being booed. No matter who we play at American events, we get booed. So I cannot wait to just walk out on that stage and hear some cheers. I cannot wait.
Coming into the venue was nothing but unreal from pretty much every room we went into.
The first time I stepped in the venue, I just had people at the front waiting for us, cheering us on.
It was quite surreal, to be honest. You're looking around, everything's just ultra themed. It's our team, our faces everywhere. We've got hallways with our faces. Seeing the fans for the first time who are like cheering us on. We're walking into the venue and they're chanting, "Let's go Ultra." That was quite surreal because I've never ever had a crowd behind me. It's always been against me.
On the first day I arrived, walking in, a load of fans chanting my name.
And on top of that, there's people above us like shouting, gassing us up before we walk out. It was just an unreal experience, honestly. Like, gets you so pumped up before your matches, gives you so much like delusional confidence.
I swear to God, the first time we walked down there, and I was like, oh my God, I was getting gassed. If you watch me, I'm like shouting. I'm like, let's go, come on. And then I get on the stage, and I swear to God, I could have just punched someone. I was that amped up.
I remember sitting on main stage and everyone was just talking about how sick it was and how they can do anything now. They were ready to run a mile, like do whatever climb a mountain. We were so gassed.
So I think I was too pumped up, if anything, against FaZe.
You know, I think honestly that series was just a missed opportunity because I honestly felt like we were by far the better team the first 3 maps. And honestly, on reflection, I felt like we should have 3-0'd them.
We actually had a potential to win like every map in the series, especially map 1. We had a streak, we had a lead going into, I think it was a P5, but we just didn't manage to break it and ended up losing the game.
We obviously went 1-0 down, and then we smoked them on the Desert Siege Search and Destroy 6-1 in pretty dominant fashion. And then obviously on the 3rd map, Tuscan Control, we were 2-0 up.
We didn't stick to the basics, and we allowed them to get back in it again.
This is indeed Ultra's map to lose right now. FaZe, they've got the 16th in lives now. 19 lives remaining for Toronto Ultra. A team kill comes through. Aggression now from FaZe. It's starting to mount.
Let them gain momentum, gain streaks. But it's one of those, it was the first game on main stage. I feel like the excitement got to us of playing in front of our home crowd, and we just forgot the fundamentals, really. So we're in the losers bracket, and you could definitely feel like the tension in the team. I wouldn't say it was awkward, but everyone knew it was we just can't go out like this. We can't just lose in the winners and then drop straight out in losers. We couldn't have went out like that. And so we came up against Paris first.
We knew we had to win, or else that would be it, or else we wouldn't have been able to play in front of that crowd anymore. And we knew that was going to be a really important match. We came out a bit slow, we came out a bit flat. I remember the first map, after it ended, everyone was like, what the f are we even doing?
I was like to everyone, listen, we just need some energy. If we run at these, we're going to beat these easy.
And then after that, we kind of picked up the pace and just, smoked them the next 3. So
Toby put on an absolute blinder, done literally everything perfect in the S&D. He got the quickest ace.
Oh yeah, Toby's ace was unreal.
Snipers have been out, they've been the story. So in our first 2 rounds, can they be it again? Insight with some early shots, but it's Kleenex there to walk away with all 4. That's got to be a record-setting ace.
I think that's kind of what just changed the series for us, honestly. Toby ran up mid and got a 4-piece, and was screaming, getting gassed. And when Toby starts doing stuff like that and starts getting confidence, it's pretty sharp for the other team.
when I stood up, I had people chanting. I was looking to the left, seeing my dad and my girlfriend standing there cheering as well. So just one of the best feelings possible to even experience that. And I don't think anything will come close to that. So yeah, definitely the best experience I've had being on that stage so far.
I think going into the Rocket match, I just wanted to pump them. If I'm being honest with you, I wanted to on them really bad. We've been reverse swept by them twice. One was really bad, one was online in the matches. And if we didn't get reverse swept by them, we would have went 5-0. So it was like, I was wanting to get that win really bad, especially in the losers bracket at your own event. We were gassed up going to that match.
Kind of just coming out on that stage and smoking them was the turning point for us. As soon as we won, everyone stood up, and it was probably one of the most hyped moments over that weekend.
It's gone! This time, there is no miracle! Ultra close it out in 3!
That kind of helped us into the next few matches after that.
We managed to get the 3-0. It was a great win in terms of standings and just overall confidence for the team.
The Florida game, we just had massive momentum coming in from the win against Minnesota. The same sort of thing, just pumped up.
I said to the team, if we beat Minnesota, we're beating whoever we play next, and that's exactly what happened.
Winning that 3-0 was just like a great breath of fresh air for this team, because it's not often last season we were 3-0 winning quite a lot, and this season we've been struggling for it. But we were able to get it, and
another confidence building series for us to essentially take us through to Championship Sunday, and we actually had a 6-0 map count on the Saturday, so it went as well as it possibly could.
Coming up against Thieves was definitely a tough task. They were starting to hit form just like us. They came off a big win against Optic.
I knew it was going to be a hard matchup. They're a really, really strong respawn team, and
we've been known as one of the worst hardpoint teams in the game, but
we were able to come out strong in the hardpoints, and we actually took both hardpoints in that series. I think the pivotal moment really in that series was when we were able to go 2-0 up, because that Berlin S&D was, it went to round 11. Cami had a 1v2 to close out the game.
Trying to hit the round on the flank, aware of the timing, incredibly careful, through the doors, drops one, Draza on the other side, just has to play the time, and it will be Toronto coming up clutch again!
He looked like Cold War Cami, just the best flex in the game. He was just piecing after piecing, and then he got the 1v2 against LA Thieves, which was massive. He just played the clock well, played the situation well. They couldn't find him, he got a kill. He was just one of our most clutch players this weekend.
Going into the FaZe match, I was just thinking, there's no way we can lose to these again.
Fair play to FaZe again, they clutched up once again, so.
Yeah, we lost the series 3-2 and that's us out of the tournament, and yeah, I feel like if we won that game, again, if buts and maybes, but if we won that game going into the finals with a crowd, I think we would have been super confident against Seattle. You never know what happens because they were also playing really well, but really feel like we would have won the event if we managed to beat them.
They just played really well last map. Not much you can do about it. I couldn't get much going personally. Obviously we'll watch it back and try and get better at it, but overall the series I feel like we played really good, and it was like it just looks good for the future and like gives us confidence that we can do it and we can beat them going into future events.
We are obviously very capable of beating them, and I'm looking forward to the future matchups because I think, you know, we have a score to settle, and we're going to be coming for them in the following events.
You know, I'll take that one on the chin and we move on. But it's definitely a lot of positives to take.
Major 3, despite the fact, you know, we would have loved to have won it in front of our home fans, you know, we still accrued, I think it was 80 CDL points, which is huge for, you know, our seeding going forward and the push for champs. With the trajectory of the team right now, obviously hitting its stride in hardpoint, obviously search and destroy remains strong. You know, a few control woes over the course of Major 3. But you know, if we can really put it together in all modes, then there's no reason in my mind why we can't be competing for championships at Major 4 and ultimately the big one at Champs.
To all the fans out there who were supporting online or in the event, you know, you guys were amazing. We felt your love throughout the whole weekend.
We appreciate all the support all the way throughout the weekend.
Honestly, it probably was my favorite COD event of all time, just to see the support and the passion coming from the fans.
It was an unreal experience. I'll never forget that, honestly. It was just mind-blowing the whole time.
It's been one of the best weekends of my life.
Honestly, one of the most memorable weekends of my life in my competitive career.
Playing back here, it just felt like home, so we really appreciate that, and I just can't wait to play again in front of that Toronto crowd.
It'll be a memory I'll keep forever. I'll tell everyone about, because it made me feel so good about competing, knowing I have people behind, well, not just me, but the team supporting us. It just made all those victories so much better. And hopefully we can carry on this momentum and bring home a chip for you guys, because from the fans I met this weekend, you guys deserve it.